Hello everyone. I am making this first video just to test out this bridge nearby. Gonna see what we can catch. And also break in this new rod. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Friday. And we'll see what we can do. Now I'm using about, I'd say, 13 feet of line, tippet and leader. So not too much, not too little from what I can tell. I usually see some people fish from this bridge. Not many. So we'll see. In other news, tried out Battlefront 2 the other day. Wasn't too impressed, though I did get it on sale. Don't know how any of you guys are going to feel about Battlefront 2, but I think the original had a lot more features, a lot more things to do. And the battle space really just, it doesn't seem as big or as expansive as the original. So, besides that, I mean, the graphics obviously look a hell of a lot better. But it just feels like Call of Duty and the Star Wars franchise. Honestly, might try over by that brush. I think I saw some stuff moving. Don't want to get stuck in the mud though. If I was a betting man, actually, I think maybe underneath the bridge might be the best. It's the deepest. We'll see. If I don't catch anything today, I will wind up trying further down that creek. Further down the creek that way. Just test my luck. After that, I have a few more creeks with bridges that I intend to try out, but this one isn't looking too promising so far. Haven't seen much movement. And it's been a pretty rainy, windy week where I am, so I just don't know. Don't know how busy your guys' week has been. Mine's been not too busy. Just same old, to be honest. News has been quite boring as of late. Nothing ever happens. Crowd might actually have had a point. Now I don't see much movement in this little creek, so I know it's not a fed creek. It's not like a stocked creek at all. It's just a natural one, so I'm not too sure what's in it. It's also by a few farms, so genuinely not too sure if there's anything even still alive in it. It doesn't look dead. I know there's frogs in it. But as for fish, it's also too murky for me to mostly see too far down, see if anything's moving. And as you can hear behind me, there's also a lot of cars passing me every now and then. I mean, it is by a neighborhood, so it doesn't really surprise me. I'm genuinely in a spot where I think is the best. If I'm going to catch anything in it, I'm going to catch it probably here. Now, I'm not using any like specialty fly or anything I made myself. I'm just using a normal fly that came with this rod. Nothing too special. I mean, might be able to get on camera down there moving. Yeah, I got it on camera. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Now, my intention for these videos, I'm probably going to put out one every week, not at like a set time or schedule. Though I do have something planned for July 4th, just because kind of have to, and why not as well. But I'm just going to count this as like rambling with your friends while fishing. And feel free to leave comments, and I'll respond to them. If you want to add anything to what I say, or if you have any comments about like a place to fish next or a type of spot to fish next, because I'm down for just about anything. Oh, I see something. Come on. So I don't know if you can see this on camera, but there's a snapping turtle down there. I don't want to bite my fly. So the creek, river, whatever you want to call it, is alive. And it's a bit of a fat son of a bitch, and I do think it's coming from my fly, so I'm going to move it a little bit over there. Snapping turtle, please do not catch my fly. Gotta move it over here where I can see underneath. Please stay away from my fly. So the creek is in fact not dead. And it's not too high of a bridge either. I'd say I'm probably 10 feet off the water, if that. Just killed a spider on me. Oh well. Yeah, see about casting it further out. That turtle might actually scare away some fish that may have come this way. So I don't know. Current's doing a decent enough job moving the fly around as well. Now I don't know how everyone feels about floatant for the flies to keep it buoyant. I don't like using it particularly, but I'm open for the case to be made otherwise. I just prefer to try keeping things as natural as possible. There's a lot of bugs out today, and I forgot my net gator, so bar the sun motions, just trying to keep flies out of my eyes. Well, I know where the turtle is. I just saw his air bubbles come up. I'd really rather not catch that turtle on a fly. But he seems to just be cruising around. Don't know if you guys can see it. The water's a bit murky, but he is right about in between those reflections of the trees. So he's right in that non-shaded bit, but the water's a bit warmer that way. Guess that's why he's there. Kind of exactly where I was trying to fish, though. So, a bit annoying. It's his home, too, though. Now, I'm also not too used to wearing a chest rig, so keeping an eye on what I'm doing with the rod and keeping an eye on the in-frame-ness of the camera is going to be a skill I'm going to have to learn on the fly if I keep doing this. But so long as you guys don't mind, I don't see why I should. Now I am using clear leader and tippet. Just what came with the rod, just because I want to break in this wet fly rod, see how good it is. But judging by how I can barely see on the camera where it is in relation to where it is just in my hand, I probably will switch over eventually to a orange or green line just to see it better on camera, but you're just gonna have to bear with it for a few videos while I find one that I find suitable, because I think I do have one left over from college, but I'd have to dig it up. Now, I don't know if there's I'll try getting it. I don't know if there's a fish underneath that rock. There might be. Trying my best to get the fly down there and see if I can't entice something out. But I really think that turtle is screwing up my day. I'll move back over here where I know the turtle isn't. If I don't get anything soon, I may just switch over to the right side of the bridge, just in case. It's a bit darker over there too, so it may affect how the video looks, but it also may actually be better for catching some fish. Now, I don't know how many of you are going to wind up being gamers or anything as well, but the Steam Summer Sale's on, and they have sales on pretty much just about anything. And I picked up a fishing game as of late. Have it installed already. I might do some game content with that as well. As of making this video, I don't actually even know what my channel is going to be called, but if you follow me on Alvilidon Twitter, which I'll link at the bottom of this video, I'll eventually come up with a name, and obviously you'll see it on the YouTube video since you've clicked on it. Like I said, well-used bridge. Always people coming in and out of home. And people cutting across from what I know. That's always a given. Because people always have to have their Dunkin'. I think that turtle moved on, so this should be a safe spot now. Hopefully. I don't know how you guys feel about that Hunt Fish New York app either, but I'm not too much of a fan. I have like the last paper ID for fishing license. And I honestly prefer that. I even have those clip laminated things to put your ID in. I don't know why they had to do it digital. I don't like it. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel about it if you use it. I can see how hunting probably would be better. How to just keep track of your tags and such, but for fishing, I think it's kind of pointless. And the map section of it isn't good either. Because it doesn't tell you what's actually open to the public or not. At least I found out the hard way. And let me know if any of you are in other states and you guys have a different thing. If you guys still use paper or you have an app too. Now this is water that I definitely wouldn't want to go in with waders, just because I am pretty sure there's snakes in it. That I'm not much of a wader guy myself as well. I feel like on the bank is good enough for me. Or in this case, bridge. It's nice having this metal rail here for the cars, though, to lean on. And it's not completely rusted out because they redid it, I think, a year ago. And so it's actually quite nice to lean on right now. It's not one of those like sketchy ones that feel like they're gonna fall the minute you put weight on it. Excuse me. Probably should have took a Zyrtec before I came out here, but is what it is. I do feel as if there is fish under this bridge. I just have to entice them out, but none of them are taking the bait. Again, bar using live bait, I don't know how successful this is going to be. I know people use regular rods on this bridge. I've seen people do it. So I don't know if fly fishing is the correct thing to do off the bridge, but damn well gonna try. Gonna try not doxing anyone either, but may inadvertently happen. I know people that live in this neighborhood, so if anyone stops to say hi or anything, you might have a cut just for that. But my plans for the channel is to never have any editing, just have it one take and done. I don't like that manufactured crap where people just make it look the best it is. It's the same thing with AI. It's like some things have to stay how it was made, how it's intended to look. And just, I don't like all the slop. And that's one thing I guarantee for this channel, if anyone sticks around, is you'll have unedited takes from me every time. And you'll also have my opinions, because I'm going to rate this rod in a few weeks from now after I catch a few more things on this. Obviously not all on video, but if I don't catch anything this time on the bridge either, I'm going to definitely come back and do it again. Now, magnet fishing would be kind of interesting, because I guarantee you people throw things out of their car over here, even though it's a nicer neighborhood. There's always like some jackass in the neighborhood. So it'd be interesting to see if we can find anything. I doubt I'd find anything like a pistol where this is, but you never know. Now, I heard a water splash behind me as well, so I may actually have some fish coming my way soon. So I'm going to wiggle the fly around a little bit, see if I get any takers. I know I've been doing this for about a half an hour now, so I don't know how much storage this video is going to take up, because I'm doing it in 4K for you guys, but depending on how much longer it takes to get fish, I might have to call it quits or start another video and then bunch them together. I'm not editing anything out, but just the way it's going to be to upload to my computer. Just a heads up. But I'm seeing a lot more movement in the water, and I'm hearing a lot more, so maybe the fish were just sleeping, or I don't know. Maybe that turtle was finally gone, and that's what caused it. I don't know. But we may see a bite very soon. This is a channel I've been thinking about starting for a while as well. Like, at first it was going to be a gaming channel, but I think I'm just going to do gaming and fishing on the same channel. And whoever wants to watch whichever can just click on it and ignore the others. But that's just how it's going to be. Now, I will actually put this in a frame just ahead of time, just to show you guys. It is a Wetfly Backcountry Mini, and it's about 10 feet long. It's a packable one, and I got it for vacations and such, but it's also good to keep in the car. And it collapses to about a foot in a tube, and it has a sock that you put in it, and it's quite good. At least for transport-wise, I've had no problem fitting in backpacks or my trunk. So even though it looks fairly new, I have used it before. And so I'm going to use it a little bit more before I do a review, just because I want to give it a fair shot. But so far, I've not been disappointed. I also don't know if cars driving over this bridge affects if any fish come this way. I know the turtle could give a damn less, but cars have been pretty nice to me, though. They don't seem to stay near me at all. They do give me my fair amount of room. And I'm not on the line or anything, so always nice that people are courteous. I don't think those horror stories everyone sees on Instagram or on Facebook or YouTube of those Karens is accurate to everyone. I think those are one-offs that people just post over and over again because it gets clicks. But I don't think that many people are that rude or that inconsiderate, especially if you see someone recording. But that's just a theory. Nice little bird. I don't know if I got it on frame. I was too busy watching it myself, but that was a nice little, I think, blue jay that flew over the water. Now, this neighborhood is very good for fly fishing, I think. But I know for a fact it's very good for bird watching. Now, I had a friend who lives in this neighborhood. I won't say his name or what neighborhood it is, but if anyone recognizes it themselves, you can come here if you want. And this neighborhood always has a lot of hawks, local birds, you name it. So honestly, that's something everyone should try, is bird watching every now and then. Even if it's just your backyard, if you plant some local plants and don't spray your yard, you'll be amazed at what you can find. It's good for the local environment too. I mean, you have to realize that a lot of these farms kill a lot of species of native plant and animal when they're doing all their chemicals, all their sprays, their runoff especially. The runoff is egregious. I was driving through Ohio this one time, and they had just sprayed, and it literally felt like death breathing in through the AC because we didn't have recycle on. And dear God, I think I got the bird in frame again. Always nice. So we've got birds and turtles and no fish yet in a creek. I'd imagine that's a good sum up of where I'm fishing right now. As a local, I can attest to that. Now, if any of you were wondering as well why I have gloves on in the summer, I am allergic to fish in terms of eating, and I don't like testing out whether I'm allergic to touch. I probably should, but I've never gotten around to it. So unless like by some act of God, I no longer am allergic to fish, or if I find out by accident or on purpose that I can touch them, I will always be wearing gloves, either hunting gloves in the winter or just these plain old gloves every time else. And they're not even that hot. I mean, I would recommend them. They're not bad at all. Big Worm Fishing, got them on Amazon. They're neoprene, so they also have a sticky part, so you have better grip. Highly recommend these gloves. These I have tested out and they're good. And they breathe, so you're not gonna like sweat your ass off in them, which is always good, especially in summer. Also, I don't want to get like any misconceptions. I am not a kid-friendly channel. I am at least 16 and up, if you don't mind cursing. I don't do it all the time, but I am a native New Yorker, so what comes out, comes out. Not like someone from the Bronx or anything, but even northern New Yorkers, we are not that southern charm kind of person. Just going to be upfront about that already. Speaking of farms, here's one. Yep. Also, I'm not too sure if my audio is any good on my phone. I know I have a good camera, but I may have blown out my speakers. I don't know how that affects audio. We'll find out shortly when I go to edit this video. But hopefully it's good enough for you guys, anyone that watches. Someone flashed their I-beams at me, so they may know me. That might have been my friend's car. I'm not going to turn to show because I'm not doxing anyone, even if I don't know them. I feel that's a bit unfair, but just some nice peaceful streaks through the water and see if anything bites. More and more birds flying by. That was a finch this time. The current is going this way too, so eventually something should come by. But again, in the rare occurrence that nothing does come by, I will come back tomorrow and try again. And this might be the first reoccurring series of the channel, is just trying to catch something off this bridge. And I am more than happy to make that happen. It's not too far to drive or anything like that, so if need be, I can always come back. Plus, I could always teach a friend how to fish. I have a spare rod. It's not this kind where, I think it's called a Tanaka, or something like that, or Tenko. It's a Japanese style fishing rod where you use your hands to bring it in. I find it more peaceful. I am not as good with a reel. So I'd have to give him my real fly rod, but that's probably better for a beginner anyway. And I can highly recommend, if you ever want to get better at fly fishing, either talk to somebody you know that's already into it, or if you don't have anyone, sadly, online forums, or if you really want to, class you pay for, like Orvis's fly fishing school is pretty good. I've gone to a few events that's sponsored to bring awareness like of their classes, and they seem to always have a good turnout, and a lot of people seem to enjoy that and get a lot out of it. Personally, myself, I've always been too stubborn to go to something like that. I'd recommend, if you're like me, books, good way to do it. Orvis's Red Book of Fly Fishing, I believe it's called. That's a good read. And if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see that I went to a fly fishing film festival that they have every year up at Orvis and Millbrook, and I finally won something in the 2 years of going, and I won a book for fly fishing there. And it's a lot bigger than the Red Book, and I'd say it's actually a lot more useful too. That one I'd recommend even more if you want to know like knots or types of rods or how you want to do things. I'd recommend that. I have a few more book recommendations for hunting and fishing as well, but I'll leave those for another day. I might actually review those books depending on how bored I get, or depending on if any of you want to see them or hear about them. Depending on how much light I have, I think I have enough storage on my computer for an hour-long video, so I might just do a full hour. Obviously, I don't think that many people will stay for the full hour, but you can skip ahead and just enjoy sounds of nature or my rambling, either one. I might be quiet for a little bit now. Said my piece. And it did just rain, so that movement was me checking. It was definitely rain, not bird poop, so it wasn't supposed to rain tonight, but we'll see. Supposedly the new iPhones are waterproof, so shouldn't be too much of an issue. Oh. I'm gonna move over here and see if I can't get a better visual in the water, because the glare, you can't really see what's underneath the fly. You guys have a good visual anyway. Nice peaceful creek. It's a lot more light on my phone though than out here. Sun's already going down for me, but I guess Apple's new cameras, they're worth the money. Now, my main fear is still getting that turtle. I do not want to have to wrestle my fly out of a turtle. Which is another problem with this glare. I don't actually see what's biting when it's where it is. Now I'm in somewhere I can see at least. And I know some of you might be thinking that talking is scaring away the fish. From what I understand, that is an old wives' tale. Or in this case, I should say old father's tale, because from my understanding, it was literally just something all fathers agreed to say to their kids when they wanted them to shut up on fishing trips. Because from everything I've heard, it really does not affect the fish. I don't even think they can hear us. Or if they do, it's just like ambient noise like the birds or anything else. So I will continue these as rambles and fishing instead of just fishing with no commentary. Because that would drive me insane too, just standing here an hour, being a stock fisher footage kind of person. I know I said I was going to switch over to the other side of the bridge, but I might actually just try that next time I come back. Because we've got 18 minutes on the clock to see if I can't catch anything. And we'll see. Get the fishing rod out of your view for this. I'm going to try getting under the bridge, see if I can't hook anything. Now that was the closest I got to doxing anyone's cars, but I'm just moving along the bridge. It's a pretty wide and long bridge. Just how it is. And that actually was one of my friends, I think. That or someone doing UA, I can't tell which. Yeah, it's one of my friends. He's stopping by my car, so I may actually have to cut this video a bit short. It's 44 minutes long anyway. So I'm going to call it a day, and we'll come back next time.